Once again, welcome back to the program. आज ਦੇ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਸਾਇਰਾ ਤੇ ਜੈਨਾ ਅਮਰਸੀ ਨਾਲ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਹੈਪੀਨੈਸ ਐਕਸਪਰਟਸ ਅਤੇ ਥੈਰੇਪਿਸਟ ਨੇ। ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਵਿਸ਼ਾ ਰਹੇਗਾ ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕਿ ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਡਿਵੈਲਪ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ, ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ ਦੀ ਕੀ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਸ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਕੀ ਕਾਰਨ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਲੋਕਾਂ 'ਚ ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤੇ ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ ਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੀ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਹੀ ਮਹਿਮਾਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ। Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll start off with you, Jena, today. That when we talk about confidence, how do you describe confidence? What is it that is confidence? Because everybody has confidence in some way or the other. But actually, when we have to describe confidence, how do you do it?
I would describe confidence as a belief in yourself that you can do anything that you want to do, and even if you don't do it well, that's okay.
Okay.
Right? I think it's a level of self-love. So you're kind to yourself. You think, I'm going to take more risks because I know that even if I'm not very good at it, it's okay. I think it's a way of just viewing the world around you as well, right? When you're confident, you believe that other people are going to be nice to you.
Right.
You believe that things are going to work out for you. And you can actually change your level of confidence quite easily just by focusing on what it is you're saying to yourself and starting to say kinder things to yourself. That's how you start building confidence. Does that make sense?
But there's one thing what you have added. Generally confidence gets shattered when you do not achieve something. But what you said is, despite winning or losing, that's a separate aspect.
Right.
The ability or your confidence to do something is confidence.
Right.
Now, this is a major issue over here that we generally get shattered if we are not achieving something. How do you kind to relate with this? That why should you just go for something and not, be attached with the results?
So I'll tell you a story to answer that question. So my son is in a program in the public school system called SAIL, the Surrey Academy of Innovative Learning.
Right.
And in that program, there's an interview process. They watched him play. And the teacher said to me, she said, he's a bit of a perfectionist, isn't he? I said, yes, he's a perfectionist. And she said, that's going to be a problem in this program. And I said, why would that ever be a problem to be a perfectionist?
Right.
And she said, look, when you're learning to be an innovator, an entrepreneur, an inventor, you have to be able to fail.
Right.
And you have to know that failure doesn't make you a bad person. The failure just means that idea didn't work, you try something else, you try something else, you try something else.
Right.
And one of the new things that they're introducing in the Surrey school system is this idea of different kinds of smarts.
Right.
So there's mathematical smarts, there's art smarts, there's sports smarts, there's all these different ways that children can demonstrate that they're good at something.
Right.
And I think for many, many, many years, we have been told that if you're not, A student, or if you're not some sort of excellent, then you're not good enough, and therefore we don't pay attention to you. But that's starting to change in our society at large.
But that also leads to another issue, which is that, yes, of course, pride needs to be there, but many times pride leads to arrogance also.
Right.
So it's a very thin line which you have to traverse upon. Tell us a little bit about this, that how to make sure that pride remains, for you only, and it doesn't become more into bragging and just into arrogance.
Well, arrogance is exactly what Jena was talking about, which is comparing.
Yeah.
Why would I feel arrogant? Because I think I'm better than somebody else.
Right.
I can be proud of my own accomplishments without saying I'm better than this other person. That's when it turns into arrogance, right? So if we keep, you say you keep your eyes on your own plate when you're eating your food. This is my plate, this is how much I have to eat.
Right.
I'm not looking over there and comparing my food is better than yours, my food is not as good as yours. No, it's my food.
Right.
And so pay attention to your own plate. That's
So
how I would.
Yeah, that's a really good, I like that. So if you're seeing the best in yourself and you're seeing the best in other people,
Right.
it's not seeing the best in yourself at the expense of other people.
Right.
Or instead of other people. It's seeing the best in everyone, right?
Right.
That's how you get confident, and you can shine, and you can also bring others up with you.
That's
Right.
great. Another thing is very important, what you've said, bring others also along with you. But in the society where we have been raised, where competition is there, we're always taught that you have to go the extra step ahead of others.
Right.
And during this phase, then these talks, what we have or what we generally talk, when in practice it comes to us, we run away from those.
Right.
That is what is affecting the society, because there is so much of good things which are existing. We talk also, but when it comes to implementation, then we run. Tell us a little bit about that, how to make sure that whatever are your values, you are not just theorizing those, but in practice also you're bringing it forward.
There's an example of girls. So when girls are up until 9 years old, girls have pretty good self-esteem.
Right.
Sometimes even a little bit better than boys. But around 9 years old, girls' self-esteem starts going down. And when we look at why that happens, there's changes and girls start comparing themselves to others. And what happens is that idea of a community of women, community of girls, gets shattered. And there starts becoming this competition, this mean girls thing that happens,
Right.
and one girl's trying to be prettier or smarter or whatever. And that's where the flaw happens, when the community break down like
Right.
that. So when we're trying to build our confidence, one of the quick things we can do is reach out to someone else. Connect with somebody else, build that community. So rather than, we started this this get together of colleagues.
Right.
We're all in the same profession. Technically, we could be competing over the same clients. We could say,
Right.
oh, I want this client, I want this client. But we said, no, let's get together and share and talk.
Wonderful.
So now what happens is, I have a client who's, for example, living in another part of the city. I can call one of my friends and say, hey, can you take this client?
Absolutely.
Or somebody who has, an addictions issue.
Absolutely.
Somebody else can
Where
handle
everyone
that.
succeeds instead of just not being a winner yourself and others also. And I'm reminded here of a story. Just yesterday only, Raman Preet, who is our cameraman and who conducts this program, he sent me a video, and that was a wonderful one where a motivational speaker, on a stage, he passes on balloons to everyone and says balloons and pins also. And his, saying is that anyone who has a balloon left at the end of the game will be a winner. That's the only direction he gives. So what happens is, immediately he says start, people start bursting their, they're trying to save their balloon but bursting other people's balloon. And towards the end what happens is that everyone's balloon are gone.
Right.
So what he tells towards the end is, what I said to you was, whoever has a balloon in a hand will be a winner. And that could have been where everybody had their own balloon and
Right.
everybody could have been a winner.
Right.
But in our mind, our psyche, it has been input into our mind that, we are always thinking of destroying others first and then succeeding, whereas everyone can prosper.
One of the ways to change that, I think, is to start changing our idea of family.
Right.
Okay, because if you think about in a family, I'm not going to compete with my brother and my
Yeah.
sister. They're my family. I want them to do well.
Absolutely.
Now, if I start seeing my neighbors as my brothers and sisters, the people across the street as my brothers and sisters,
Right.
if I start expanding that idea that we
Right.
are all one human family, then we don't have to fight with each other. Then I can say
Absolutely.
your success is my success.
Absolutely.
And I was going to say, even just to get rid of that idea of competition in general, like to just focus on yourself. Like you were saying about it's your plate,
Right.
to just focus on yourself. This is me, this is my journey. We're each on our own journeys.
Absolutely.
You can't compare yourself to someone else because they're in a totally different space than you.
Right.
You can only think about what's going to make me feel good right now. How can I be kind to myself? And what do I really want?
Absolutely.
And go after that, right?
Because it's our own journey which we have to traverse.
Yeah.
Wonderful. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਹੀ ਮਹਿਮਾਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਗੱਲ ਕਹੀ ਹੈ, ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ? ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ ਹੈ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਹਿੰਮਤ, ਪਰ ਨਾਲ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟਸ ਨੂੰ ਅਟੈਚ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਮੱਸਿਆ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਆਮ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟ ਠੀਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਰੇਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਫੇਲਿਅਰ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਜਦ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਫੇਲਿਅਰ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਬਟ ਅ ਪਰਸਨ ਕੈਨ ਨਾਟ ਬੀ ਅ ਫੇਲਿਅਰ, ਬਟ ਐਟਲੀਸਟ ਸਮਵਨ ਟਰਾਈ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੀ ਹਿੰਮਤ ਹੈ, ਟਰਾਈ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੀ ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ 'ਚ ਡਿਵੈਲਪ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਦੂਸਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ ਹੋਰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਬਣ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ? ਅੱਜ ਸਮਾਜ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੀ ਸਥਿਤੀ ਬਣੀ ਪਈ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਕੋਈ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਪਰ ਦੂਸਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਬਾ ਕੇ। ਪਰ ਜੇਕਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਬੈਠ ਜਾਏ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਸਪਰ ਕਰੀਏ ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਦੀ ਕਾਮਯਾਬੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਜੈਨਾ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਤੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰੀਏ, ਜਦੋਂ ਰਿਸਪੈਕਟ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਡਾਕਟਰ ਸਾਇਰਾ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮਝਾਂਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੰਪੀਟੀਸ਼ਨ ਲੈਵਲ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਥਾਟ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗੀ ਅਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਸਪਰ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ।